In med school, before students graduate to become doctors, they are often required to take the Hippocratic Oath, swearing that they will treat their patients according to their best abilities and at the same time to do no harm. But in Dallas, a neurosurgeon just did the exact opposite by turning what ought to be a simple surgery to a living nightmare for his patients. In just 2 years' time, 33 out of 38 patients that he treated were either maimed, crippled, or dead after the operation. In today's video, we will be looking at the man behind these terror, Christopher Duntsch, aka Dr. Death. Duntsch was born in Montana in 1971 and grew up in Memphis, Tennessee. Initially, he wanted to become a professional footballer but had to give up the dream after he lost his eligibility. Duntsch then set his eyes on becoming a neurosurgeon. With a CV of 12 pages long, Duntsch's qualification as a doctor is very impressive. He finished his undergraduate degree in 1994 and later joined a MD-PhD program, a dual doctoral degree in the University of Tennessee, which he performed so well that he was named in the Alpha Omega Alpha Medical Honor Society. Duntsch then spent 6 years practicing neurosurgery and was actively involved in researching. But what people didn't know is he was caught using drugs multiple times during his training and was once sent to an impaired physicians program. But in the end, he still got his medical license and landed his first job at Baylor Medical Center at Plano as a neurosurgeon with a salary of $600,000 a year plus bonuses. According to his colleagues there, he was very confident and will always talk about his training and research to remind people just how good and capable he is. He even went on to say that the medical practices over there is so wrong that he is there to clean up the mess. But soon people will realize that this young doctor is all talk. In his first surgery he was already confronted and questioned by other surgeons for his sloppy and dangerous methods. Duntsch had tampered with areas around the spinal cord that are not typically disturbed with and caused the patient to bleed so much that the other surgeon had to physically stop him from further harming the patient. According to vascular surgeon Dr. Randall Kirby, Duntsch used a grabbing instrument instead of a scalpel while operating. The doctors there were so worried that Dr. Kirby even volunteered to take over, but Duntsch insisted on continuing. Unfortunately, the patients did not get any better and had trouble walking or moving ever since. After that, rumors had started to circulate that Duntsch was on drugs during his surgery, which explains his erratic behavior. Following another catastrophic surgery which led to the patient's death, the hospital started to review his case. But before they are able to decide anything, Duntsch resigned to avoid termination. And because he left voluntarily, he was not reported to the medical board. Duntsch landed another job at Dallas Medical Center a few months later and was granted temporary privileges while his credentials were verified. Things didn't get any better for him. Out of 3 surgeries, 1 patient was left paralyzed and another had died from stroke. He was then fired in July 2012, and this time he was reported to the medical board. The investigation by the medical board took almost a year. By the time the medical board revoked his medical license, Duntsch was already employed in 2 other hospitals and had added a few more patients to his list of victims by damaging their vocal cords, which nearly took away their ability to speak. At the same time, doctors who conducted corrective surgery on Duntsch's patients were worried that he might get his license back in the future, so they contacted the district attorney to take legal action to stop him for good. In July 2015, the mad surgeon was arrested and charged with 5 counts of assault and 1 count of causing injury to an elderly person. The prosecutors placed high priority on the latter because the conviction carries a possible life sentence, which was the only way to stop Duntsch from wielding a scalpel again. During the trial it was revealed that Duntsch had only participated in about 100 surgery during his residency instead of 1,000 like other residents before finishing their training. In his CV, he also mentioned that he earned a doctorate in microbiology at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, but the hospital said there was no such program at that time. Other than that, he is also missing from the yearbooks in the university which he says he earned his PhD. According to an email Duntsch sent to his ex-girlfriend weeks before his first surgery in Baylor, he had said that he was ready to leave the love and kindness to become a cold-blooded killer, foreshadowing that he was a mad doctor on the loose, but no one paid serious attention until those tragedies happened. Duntsch remained incredibly calm during the trial and pleaded not guilty to the charge. It seemed like he really thought he was doing a good job at helping the patients. In just a few hours the jurors found him guilty for causing injury to an elderly person, and he was sentenced to life imprisonment. By the time he got out he would be 74 years old and be too old to be a doctor. In 2018 he tried to appeal on his conviction but was denied. From this case we can see that sometimes patients could not know the good doctor from the bad because there is just not enough transparency. So be careful next time when you are seeing a doctor and make sure the doctor is not a psychopath or a narcissist. That's it for today's video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. See you next time.